Hi all, welcome back to Dillon's Den, and we've got another build that's not been on this channel for a long time, and I thought it's coming up to Halloween, so probably a good time to start putting it back on my channel. It is the Ghostbusters Ecto 1 build from Fanhome, and we are up to issue 6, and this does contain kits 15, 16, 17 and 18. And we are doing more of one of the front suspensions, drum brakes. We've got the steering rack. We've got another wheel, and we've got another front part of the chassis. So there's quite a bit to do, quite a bit of fiddly stuff to do. So we'll just jump straight onto it. Let's get building. Okay, so stage 15 of the Ecto 1 build. So we're just going to crack this open. And in this issue, we are doing the right front suspension and tie rod. So, first up, we're starting on the lower suspension arm. So we're taking these two sections here and fixing them with 2 EM screws, one in either side. Next up, we're taking this little piece here, looks like a little cone. There you go. And that's just going to go in this piece here. And that is fixed in from the underneath with a GP screw. So keeping all of it, flip it round and get that GP screw in. Next up, we are doing the upper suspension arm. So this is how it's going to line up. These 3 sections are going to line up just like that. So first up, we're taking the smaller section and the middle section, and we're fixing it with 2 EM screws, one on either side. And same again with the other end. So take the longer section, lining it up in the middle, and fixing that with an EM screw, one in either side. So here's the first one. And here's the second one. I did it. Oh, no. I'll zoom in a little bit for you. So yeah, make sure you do nip them up. There we go. Give it a little test. Job's a good one. Right, so bringing over the front part of the chassis, and we're going to start to attach this to the other side. So, first up, just identifying which one's which. Yes, so we're going to flip the chassis over, and we're going to take the upper suspension arm, and these 2 pegs are going to line up with these 2 holes from the underneath. And it should align something like this. And from the underneath, it is held in with 2 HM screws, one here and one here. So once you've done that, make sure it's nice and solid in there, because it's going to bear some of the weight. And we're taking now the lower suspension arm, lining that on the opposite side. So pretty much mirroring the other side. Taking these 2 brackets, so there's 2 of these. So they only go on one way, and one will go in here. And the other one just here. Try not to drop it all. Might be best doing one at a time. And then all of them are held in with IM screws.
So once we've done that, we can move on to the drum brake. So I'm going to take this steering knuckle, just zoom in a little bit. So this is the steering knuckle. I'm going to attach the first part of the drum brake, which is this piece here. And it does have a little notching. It does only go on one way. And make sure that's the way. So you can see, tell which way it is. Drum brake detail goes towards the knuckle, and it's held in with 2 EM screws. So all the detail will be on that side, and that's, yeah, just like that. Right, so we're going to finish off the drum brake. We're going to marry the other piece up, line it together, and fix that with 3 HP screws. And now you've got a complete drum brake and the steering knuckle. Now we're going to attach that to the main unit. So line it up and fix a JM screw through the steering knuckle onto the suspension arm. Next up, taking this big massive spring and popping it in the middle. Close the arm down. And turn it over. And we do need to put a bit of pressure in here just to close that spring up. Close both these suspension arms together. And where that other sort of little bracket is on this suspension arm, that's going to go onto the underneath of the steering knuckle. So line it up, trying to put some pressure on because of that spring. It can be very fiddly, but once you've got it somewhat lined up, fix it with an RM screw. Give it a little test, make sure it moves freely. Lovely. So next up, taking this longer section, and it is a bit of a key shape, slide that right down there. And from the underneath, it's held in with a HM screw. Just in here. Okay, so next up in this issue, we are moving on to fitting the tie rod, which is this little piece here. And that is going this orientation, and it's fixed in with an HM screw onto this steering rack that we made previous issue. There we go. So once that HM screws in, we are going to attach the end to the steering knuckle, just like that. And from the underside, it's held in with a KM screw. And once that's in, that's issue 15 complete. Give it a little test, and I can see steering rack and the wheels are moving very nicely, nice and freely. Job's a good one. Okay, moving on to stage 16, and this is the front suspension and start of the steering assembly. So first up, we're taking the stabilizer bar and these 2 linkage pieces here, and it pretty much goes in one on either end, fixed in with a BP screw. So this is side number 2. And once we've done that, we bring in the chassis back over, and we're going to install the stabilizer bar into position. So it's pretty much going in disorientation, and it's fixed in with BP screws, one on the left side and one on the right side. So same again, it can be a little fiddly, but perseverance, take your time. There we go. So once we've done that, we're going to help secure the stabilizer bar with these two brackets. So I think they're both the same. There's not much difference in them. And these are going to be located, one here and the other one on the opposite side. And they are held in with 2 BM screws in each. So there'll be 4 in total. So next up, we are doing these steering arms. So we're taking these 2 sections here. No, not. This section and this section. We're going to pop these together. Just like so. And it's held in with a KM screw. And that is going to be installed on the main chassis and around this location. If I stop dropping it. And it's held in with an LM screw just here. And from the opposite side, there we go. So this lever section here, that is going into the steering rack, and that is held in with a DM screw. So next up, we are doing the steering pinion. So this is going to be the housing for it, and that's going to be located here, just like that. And it's held in with a DM screw, which is here, and the LM screw just here. So the steering pinion itself will just slide straight in the middle, and keeping hold of it. We've got another one of these little like lever things that's going to go over the pinion itself and on the steering rack, and through the pinion bit it's a DM screw, and on the steering rack it's another DM screw, and that will hold all them pieces in place. So next up, we're putting in the steering column and its housing. So line it up, put the housing up at top, and it's held in with 2 double M screws and 2 DM screws. Once that's secure, you'll have something that looks like this, and we can start to assemble the engine itself to the chassis. So we're going to line it up, and it should fit something like this. And from the underneath, it's held in with 2 RM screws, one just in here, and another one on the opposite side. So make sure you nip these up nice and tight. You don't want this rattling around. And finally, it's held in also with an LM screw towards the back end. Right, so next up, we've got these 2 pipes to install. More pipes. Yeah, there's only 2. And they pretty much follow exactly the same path. And it's to the front of the engine, to the steering column. So same again, use your tweezers and just take your time and slowly get them onto them little pegs. Don't like pipes. But once that's done, it will look something like that. There you go, and this is the way it is running. So once you're happy with that, it's time to fit the first wheel. Seems like ages ago since we made this. So I'm going to get this ready, and this is pretty much going to go over this section here, over the drum brake, and it's held in with one LM screw, and just put the cap on it to finish it off, and that's this issue complete. Okay, here is issue 17, and it's the right front wheel and tyre. So I'm guessing this is going to go straight on as well, where we've assembled it. So like previously, choose a nicer looking side to go on the outside. Put on the first part of the inner part of the wheel, turn it over and pop on the internal part of the wheel. Line it all together and fix it with 3 cm screws. Next up, I'm just going to pop it, just like we did with the left side, straight over the bracket, straight over the drum brake, onto that steering knuckle bracket. Pop this nice shiny chrome cover on and hold it in with 1 LM screw. And obviously don't forget to put that nice little cap in the middle as well. So next up in this, we're just fitting 2 brake fluid hoses. And there is a short one and a slightly longer one. So the longer one goes from the right brake. So there is a little peg on the drum brake, where we're just going to pop this on. And we're going to feed it pretty much around the engine bay. And it's going to go into this lug where we fitted on the chassis a few issues ago. And it is very fiddly. You don't have much room to work with. So same again, like with all the hoses we do, take your time. And then we'll do exactly the same with the shorter hose. So it's going to go on the left wheel, work your way around, and pop that on this other lug. I'll just zoom in so you can see a bit better. So there you go. See where the left and the right hoses have gone. And there it is in the wheel, and there's the right one. And this is the way that I've channeled it through to that point. And that's this issue complete. Okay, stage 18. And this is the front chassis. So not much to do in this issue. So having the front part in this orientation, we're taking the left part of the chassis, this little detail here, putting it to the main unit of the chassis and fixing it with an EM screw. Then we're going to do exactly the same with the right side. So it is all part of the chassis. I don't really know what to call these parts really. So next up, bringing the main unit back over and popping this front part of the chassis into place. It's going to line up in front of the engine. So be careful not to trap it in these pipes. So that does need to go towards the back of the car. And we're going to line this up just like this. And it is held in with 4 DM screws. Just in these 4 sections here. Got them screwed in. Going to flip the main chassis unit over. And we've also got these 2 sections. We've got a left and a right. And just going to go either end. And they are held in with some HM screws. Or just 1 in each. And that is this issue complete.
So, wow. But when I thought I'm going to do a Ghostbusters car, I didn't think there'd be that much detail within bits that you're not going to really see. Like the drum brakes and the suspension and the steering rack, and I probably had these steering racks to move the wheels when you do steering wheel. But there's a lot of elements in this build that you're not really going to see. But I do like how they've gone into so much detail at the same time. It's stuff that you know you've done, what you know's there, but you're not really going to see, if that makes sense. But anyway, that has now been done. If you guys have enjoyed it, please remember to hit that like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, take care.